which is like our event, and there should be a challenge sign-up link in there. So it's like on the actual calendar, you've got to go to Sunday on the calendar. It's kind of weird because I don't understand why it doesn't show up in the network. I'm going to ask them about it, but if you go to the Sunday on the calendar, like Sunday the 12th, then you can find the event and then you can find the challenge link in there. If you can't find it, hit me up after the stream or something. I can just give you the link. As long as you're signed up on the Are You In Game website, then you're more than able to take part in the tournament. So that's fine. I didn't realize it was going to be so difficult to find the link, actually, when I first set it up like this, so rip the dream. Snute beat Hero, doesn't that mean he goes free even if he loses? No, because he would be on a worse map score than Hero. And we go for map score before head-to-head, because map score is generally your performance throughout the group, whereas head-to-head is your... I don't know, I always prefer map score before head-to-head, personally. But also, if Snute loses, it's a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 tie, so you can't do head-to-head anyway, so it has to go to map score. So then, Hero goes for your map score. So it doesn't even actually matter which way around we do it. So yeah. Guys, to the bottom right-hand side, our blue Terran player from Team Revolution. Give it up if you're going to be cheering on JJAKJI. Well, I imagine he might not be the most popular player in this group right now. Especially when he might be the one to deny our red Zerg to the top left-hand side from moving through the group. It is Team Liquid's Snute. What's up, Mamba the Snake, hitting us up with the 4-month resub. Give us some STI hearts in the chat, please, for Mamba. Very, very much for the 4 months. Oh, look, we've got a child in the chat as well. As you set up into this, I look to see what's going to happen. Link speed on the way to start us off here. Reaper is going to be moving across the map. Early openings are pretty standard. JJAKJI going to be opening towards a Hellion-based opening, so a few Hellions going to be on the way out in the next couple of moments, and just going to be seeing the setup here. Going to be pretty standard, really, I guess. So, no real surprises just yet. We'll see what JJAKJI wants to do in terms of his overall build order. Brothers Reaper back was maybe a little bit afraid, but the reality was that Snute didn't have a pull first or anything, and he's just working his way through these rocks to open up access into his base a little bit more easily. So, just working his way through those rocks, and do you see a Reaper to the left-hand side going to loop around and see what else is going on as well. Drone moving over, and Snute is going to put down a hatchery. Actually, JJAKJI just goes straight past that. Bit of a mistake there, really, by him. And, yeah, it might be a little bit costly as we see that grenade going down. And these few Zerglings are going to try and loop around and see what they can do as well. Going to actually now jump onto that Reaper. And the Reaper going to take a little bit more damage. So Reaper taking a bit more damage here. Hellions from JJAKJI continue to come in towards the center, and they will help to actually protect the Reaper here, perhaps. Is he going to commit Snute? He gets a little bit of damage onto the Hellions, then backs away. He doesn't actually have many units right now, so he's going to pull his Queen into block. It's going to be pretty necessary. As we see 2 more Hellions coming across. Cloak on the way, but actually a medevac first. So probably going to go for a Hellion drop into a Cloak Banshee. Most intrigued about how JJAKJI actually plays the mid game and what composition he uses. Is he going to be playing mech? Is he going to be playing bio? Well, it's hard to say really. As Hellions have made it through into the mineral line, and already a few drones starting to fall. 7 workers killed, 9. 9 is about the number where it's sort of okay to have done this. 10. I would say that about 10 workers is probably about the right amount for 4 Hellions, because it seems like a lot, but Snute can just rebuild these now, and he knows there's no further follow-up pressure of Hellbat attacks being super powerful, so he can be a bit greedy in his next set of drones instead of those Hellions still being on the map. So 11 workers is okay, it's not bad, but I feel as though it could have been... I feel as though it's not exactly terrible for Snute on the other side of things as well. As we do see Lingers coming forwards, trying to surround these couple of Hellions. So trying to surround a couple of those, and we're just going to be seeing the... more drones just on the way up, basically. Stimpack starts as well from JJAKJI. You're going to be seeing this group of Hellions now loading up. You're going to go over to the left-hand side, then towards the upper left. So, bit of a Hellion drop to continue. Still more Hellions in production. I mean, I don't mind so much if you keep building Hellions, because obviously if you keep building Hellions, you have more map control coming up immediately. But then at the same time, you're delaying a lot of your barracks and so on, by quite a significant amount by continuing to make Hellions. I mean, Hellions aren't cheap when it comes to minerals. As you can see now, JJAKJI only just now putting down his second and third racks, whereas maybe he could have got that a little bit earlier if he'd cut Hellions sooner and used that reactor at an earlier stage for barracks. Hellions and Hellions in the main base again, and the reality is that there's just enough units here to push that away, so JJAKJI not going to find any further damage. Not just yet, but there's the couple of Hellions into the natural. So you're going to have to come across and deal with these. Also the Queen's out of position now to deal with the Cloak Banshee. So a little bit of a frustrating couple of moments. These Hellions are still running around. This is maybe starting to be a little bit more damage than Snute should really be taking at this point. He will kill the Banshee, though. So, I mean, that's nice. I mean, 9 workers, but he kills 2 more Hellions, the Banshee also. I mean, it's still tough to say, right? Like, is it good enough? Is it alright for Snute? I think he's okay, especially because, again, the extra racks will be so late because of how many Hellions have been made, so... Not perfect by a long margin, but... still surviving right now. As we're going to be seeing a few more drones going down. What now? Hellions into the third base again. Oh my god. Snute stacking up a little bit here towards the end as well. So another 9 workers down. Snute still maintaining 54 to 48 workers though. That's crazy. Because, I guess it's just because, again, he knows he's under no real pressure apart from these Hellions. So he can just keep remaking drones on super high numbers, like super quickly. And that's what he's been doing. Doesn't have to worry about an incoming fight, although he will do soon. Barracks coming up, they're going to have reactors on them very shortly. Some of them already do. So, medevacs, marines. It's going to be time very shortly for Snute to start making an army, but he's still going into it with a pretty decent eco. As we see some Zerglings coming across. Now you're just going to see a couple of SCVs moving in towards this third base. And you will see the third base on the low ground as well. A more aggressively positioned third, so that JJAKJI can, you know, basically regroup at this position and push forwards very easily onto the map. Next Cloak Banshee is low on health already and is going to be pushed away without taking too much without doing too much damage. So that Banshee not going to be able to do too much at all. You'll be seeing the infestation pit starting up then, +1/+1 missile upgrades, Roach speed as well from Snute. He has been playing a lot of Roach Ravager base playstyles as of late, so not too surprising to see him playing it once again. He played it a lot at IEM Katowice rather than Lingbei Muda. He always has been the player who's enjoyed playing, you know, Roach Ravager rather than Lingbei Muda throughout Legacy of the Void, so this isn't too surprising as we see these Marines pushing forwards and a few creep tumors going down. I'm just going to be seeing the Roach Roar might be in a little bit of trouble actually, takes some damage. I guess this Queen's here to transfuse it, so it's not that much of an issue in the long run. Still actually finding a bit of difficulty trying to engage into this. The choke point working a bit more in favor of the Terran player than it is for the Zerg surprisingly here, so it's a little bit of a shock as we see a few Lings ready to run by potentially, but Warloff is in position and unlikely to get too much done. One of the nice things for JJAKJI right now is he is slowing down creep spread from pushing further onto the map. The Snute still does have a 4th base set up, and it looks as though he's seen this drop coming in as well, so he's already moving into position to start cleaning this up too. So coming forwards now, he's going to start fighting this. Does he have enough? Maybe not actually. Maybe not enough for urgency. As we're going to see a Queen going to take the shot on the Widow Mine. In the front as well, he's still sort of pushing this away. Not quite though. Queens are still in trouble, and he is losing a few more units. Needs a few more roaches to come on in. The lack of the +1 missile attack upgrade here for a few moments is maybe really what's costing him. Just not having upgrades to really just shut this down nice and quickly. Now he does have these upgrades, it helps him out a bit, but another push coming through. He has to be very careful as, Queens are just taking down medevacs on their own over here. Like, what are these medevacs doing? No support for them at all. More Marines and Marauders stimming forward. Snute, he's got to deal with this attack in the main base while also finding enough to come and deal with this over here at the same time. And he is struggling a little bit right now, I feel, as he can get rid of another medevac though, and that's still nice pickoffs, getting rid of medevacs here. JJAKJI supply dropping, Snute still rebuilding roaches. He will lose a little bit more here towards the end, especially the Queens, but he will have enough roaches on the ground to push this back, and so that's going to be that. JJAKJI gets turned away eventually. Crazy fights though. Snute just about able to stay in the game. So he needs to be careful. He's not going to have +2/+2 for a little while here. And one of the nice things for JJAKJI in this situation is that he has cleaned out a lot of the roaches. Which means that the +1/+1 timing of Snute is not really going to be able to do too much more. You know? At this point, Snute's not really going to be able to do much more at all, I don't think, actually. I think he's just going to have to go for 2/2. I don't think he'll be able to hit a timing or anything, so he needs to make sure he starts getting those upgrades going. He does have a few infestors now on the map as well, which will help him, but has to be sparing with the fungal growths because he can only land so many of them with 3 infestors on the map. As there's a medevac coming through the top side, a couple of overlords to the top as well from Snute sat up here. We're going to see what's going to happen next. Marines, Marauders, Siege Tanks coming over to the left-hand side as well. A few medevacs too. I'm just going to be seeing this small group of Marines starting to unload, and we're all going to be seeing these roaches moving forwards and starting to get rid of these Marines. So Marines going to be lifting up and just backing away a little bit. You see more of these Marines coming up the left-hand side too, and good damage being done. Nice fungal growth landing, actually. There's going to be seeing the medevac just loading up onto the high ground. Abyssal Reef, a map with a lot of ledges, which can work very well for these tank pushes and getting into annoying positions. Let's drop over here, getting shut down. Now Snute can focus a bit more on defending his 4th base. He's already lost 14 drones. Maybe didn't pull away from there soon enough. And that hatchery over here on the low ground is, well, is going to be kind of his replacement 4th, but it's going to be a little while until it's up and ready to go. And right now the upgrade lead in favor of JJAKJI as well, helping him to just take some better fights and good positioning. JJAKJI now going under siege, going to keep pushing in towards the 3rd. How does Snute fight into this? When the tanks are on this kind of low ground ledge, it's very difficult to fight in. Corrosive Baslo going to hit nicely on the first tanks, but there's only 1, 2. There they go. The rest of them coming down. 2 tanks do now fall. Snute continues to hold on to this. 1 fungal growth got put down during that fight, and maybe going to look to keep on pushing forwards now. These tanks as well in trouble. Again stacked up a little bit, so the Corrosive Baslo will hit both of them very easily. Suddenly JJAKJI is losing a lot, and Snute is going to turn this away, hold on nicely. Kaboom. Snute is in great position once again. So Snute keeps on defending. I mean, JJAKJI behind this, taking a 4th base, Planetary Fortressing it up, getting that defensive position established for himself. Fusion Core as well as a 2nd starport, looking to maybe start switching into Liberators. However, will he survive this attack? Roach, Ravager, Infestor moving across here, and oh, if there's a fungal growth nearby, it doesn't quite grab too many units. Oh, that fungal growth does though, and that's goodbye medevacs. 1, 2 of them going down. And it's only a small drop now. Snute shouldn't have to worry too much about it. Another drop in the natural though, and that is why Snute will have to pull back. JJAKJI doing a good job here to try and buy himself some time. The Queens will get rid of the medevacs. This drop is very much so just straight up dead, as this hatchery will get cancelled once more. But still Snute on a fresher 4th base from the low ground now. I mean, it's, you know, it could be worse for him. His Corrosive Bars again will be, ooh, missing the medevacs actually. Mistakes by Snute. You know, a little bit too hectic there for him momentarily. Messing up the biles. He loses 1 more drone to these last 2 Marines in his natural, but still cleaning up, and look at the supply for fear of being turned into a meme. 185 to the 121. It does tell the tale of how this is going at the moment. Upgrades are dead even. Snute not with much of a working lead. It's just the army that's much larger for him. And yes, it's Roach Ravager. Yes, that is generally going to be larger in army supply throughout the game, but a 60 army supply advantage? It's going to be very difficult for JJAKJI to defend against, and especially with no planetary fortress on this 4th base or anything, or on this 3rd base, which is the forward base that Snute will push into. It's going to be very difficult for him to be in the right position, especially if he's round the back on the high ground for some reason. Oh, Snute pulls back. If Snute wasn't pulling back right here, he could have pushed in, got a great position before tanks could siege or anything. Snute is, well, just taking his time thinking about where he wants to go. He's actually going to rotate around to kill him and pick off these rocks. As those rocks go down, he does gain access towards this planetary fortress and towards these SCVs on this low ground as well. So here we go. Roaches and Ravagers will start to push on through. Killing off a couple of workers so far. And we've seen these Marines and Rogues going to start fighting, and Corrosive Bars coming down. Masato that's starting to build gets shut down too. JJAKJI has a Liberator over here, that's about it, but that's what Snute is pulling his entire army back for at this point. A couple of Liberators, and that is all. A little bit of a shame, because there's not, I don't know, I feel as though Snute's just got opportunities to fight with, and he's just not taking those opportunities. He's letting JJAKJI macro up all over again. Maybe just being a little bit too cautious. But then maybe, you know, maybe Snute knows better than I do, and maybe it's one of those situations where if he fights, he loses everything and falls behind himself, so tough one to call. He's going to go into the Spire to start dealing with what will be more Liberators. Nice little play on the Ravagers. Gets rid of the Liberator, backs away without losing too many of them. 15 drones killed, though. It's good damage by as a player, by a Terran player, sorry. It's really kind of slowing down Snute's economy. At a point in the game where he does want to be focusing on just, again, maxing out and just keeping a good economy so he can have a solid bank as the game continues. More Ravagers in towards the center. A couple of Infestors currently just sat, burrowed, moving forwards. Some Ravagers to the far right-hand side, and again, looking to see what they can do. Roaches, Ravagers then from Snute. Roaches and Ravagers. And we'll see what's up. A couple of Spore Cores coming behind them in a line to the left. Yeah, again, a few more Liberators coming out for JJAKJI, so still just setting up into this, just waiting to see what the next move is. A few moments of calmness. A few moments before anything too crazy goes on. A few Marines and roll to the left-hand side as well. Snute Only half of his army over here, and those corrosive bars are not connecting on tanks or anything. That's not the fight he wanted, not at all, so... Let's see, actually simming forwards. Oh, nice burrow on the Infestor. He needed that. Does not want to lose an Infestor at this stage of the game. He's still playing with just 4 Infestors, so you really can't afford to lose one of them. That's so many of his potential fungal growths he'll just be missing out on. And as we see, JJAKJI starting to push forwards again. He's had the time to max on out. I mean, Snute's used that time to try and get in towards Broodlords, but they're not ready yet, and so this is JJAKJI's opportunity. And Snute out of position. He's going to allow JJAKJI to come straight up to this direction. He's going to take down this base straight away. JJAKJI will see the Corruptor, and, well, I mean, Corruptors will to some extent here be the correct decision when it comes to kind of cleaning out some Liberators, but it's mostly for the Broodlords, and I think JJAKJI will start picking up on that. Look at all the scans. He's so unsure about what Snute has. He really wants to just double check he has enough to fight here, as Drop will pull Snute a little bit further out of location once again. There's a Fungal Growth or 2 coming down, only hits on a few of the bio units at the front though, one of the Medifacts dodging away at the last moment. Liberator sieging up from a distance. That Liberator range is going to make life very difficult for him. Using the Corruptors now as actual Corruptors rather than morphing into Broodlords, because he has to. Like, he has to start getting rid of these, of these Liberators. So, he has rid of a couple of them in the front. More in the back, though, still. Another scan coming down. Dead Infestor. There's the Broodlords. Are they just out of scan range? Does JJAKJI see them? No, he doesn't. Okay. Well, 7 Broods make a difference right now, because they will force the tanks to unsiege, and they will force JJAKJI to either back away or to push further forwards. So let's see what happens. Corrosive Battles again, and oh, those Broodlords are so close to finishing as JJAKJI is feeling as though he might be able to win this in a moment or two. More Corruptors coming out to deal with the Liberators, which are still going to be an issue as well. Here are the Broodlords, and they're going to drop the Broodlings, and those are going to be, again, I think what he needs to push this back. There's no Vikings or anything in the game, so JJAKJI is going to get pushed away. The Liberators have no choice but to unsiege and reposition themselves, and that's just going to be a great shutdown by Snute in the end. Patience had everything timed out well in the end, and now he's like up 30 supply once more, and I wonder if this time he keeps on pushing forwards. You'll see some Broodlords will, for now, be doing that. Only 3 Vikings on the way, some Ghosts being added on too as JJAKJI really tries to set up into late game TVZ composition. He maybe got caught a little bit just on mid game comp because he was behind and just looked to max out and kill once again, but Snute survived that attack, and now Snute has a lot to push forwards with, which is exactly what he is doing. Broodlords continue to drop down. Broodlings from the skies. Another tank going down here. More tanks falling. And at this point, tanks aren't going to be that useful anyways, but still not nice to lose them for free. Even a little bit of extra damage during the fight could go a long way, as these Ravagers, Broodlords, and Corruptors, they are making the push, which could send Snute 1 game up in a best of 3. That could maybe send him forwards into the playoffs. Marauder's still fighting here. They're going to be seeing the Corruptors too coming in once more, and Vikings trying to keep on fighting as well. 1 or 2 more of them going to keep going down. Marines and Marauders still pushing forwards. Broodlords dropping Broodlings out this guy. Still at this point, still just trying to fire down this army. Vikings are here. Corruptors are being shot down by Ghost Snipes as well. There's not that many Corruptors left, especially as a couple more Snipes come in. But here come the Infestors. Fungal Growths available. Ravager shots too. And Snute is still pushing forwards. 150 supply to the 90. He's still in a lead in this game. 2 more Vikings dropping down. They're now slowly working their way through the Broodlords, but they get corrosive filed. Fungal Growths, so they can't back away. Infestors need to be careful, don't want to go too close to the Planetary Fortress, as that is now going to be the next target of Snute. It falls, and JJAKJI is running out of bases very, very quickly right now. A couple of Ghosts in the back don't have the energy to do much at all. Corrosive Biles on top of a fungal army is going to be pretty disgusting as Snute turns this away. There's nothing left for JJAKJI. He's below 50 supply. It's a 20-minute game, number 1, but he just does not have anything to follow up with any longer, and that is going to be Snute taking the game. Oh man, oh man, oh man. GG's. Snute goes 1-0 up and is 1 map away from advancing through this group in 2nd place. As well, so do check out those options to support the streamers. Right now we jump into game 2 of this best of 3. Let's see what's going to happen. To the top right hand side, it is going to be from Team Revolution, JJAKJI. Bottom left, our blue Zerg player from Team Liquid. It is Snute. I'm not gonna lie, I don't appreciate the look at the supply meme. Look at the supply was something which people said, or casters referred to so often in the past anyways. And now it became a meme. And now everyone calls me out for memeing when I say something I've been saying for years. Maybe not exactly look at the supply, but, you know, mention the supply and using the supply as a tool to understand what's going on in the game. Anyways, there could be worse things in the world. There could be worse things in the world. What's going to happen in game 2? What's Snute going to go for? Hatch pool gas here in the early stages. It's nothing too ridiculous right away. As we just wait to see kind of what's going to be happening over the next few moments. Sorry guys, just responding to someone quickly. Yeah, Reaper on the way up from JJAKJI here. A couple of hatcheries on the way down. Snute just got up into 3 bases nice and quick. Gasless as well. Interesting choice. I mean, it is Proximus, so you can probably get away with it. Let's see if it's going to be enough though. Let's see if it will work out for him. Not trying to be a douche, but aren't those replays free? Well, no, because I only send them out to subscribers. I mean, you can go get yourself the IEM replay pack. It's probably not the best time to be advertising a replay pack, because there's an IEM replay pack as well, but we have even more games of more players in our replay packs too. So that's what's going on. We don't send out the IEM replay pack. We send out the replay pack of games we've been casting on the stream. And as we are going to be seeing the replay, it's going to be coming in here. 1 kill already. It was it a drone? It was a Zergling. We're just going to back off a little bit though. And, yeah. Like, you're the only one that ever referenced supply before the joke? Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, every time I mention supply now, people are like, supply! Oh, look at the supply! And it's like, oh my god. I'm just trying to mention the supply because that's what everyone's been using for years to talk about, you know? That's what I'm saying, like, I'm not saying I'm the only one that ever mentioned looking at the supply. I'm just saying that's how it affects me. But yeah, I get it. I mean, I know it's not because, but like, I know as well it's because it's supply, right? I know it's the way it's pronounced. But now even if I mention supply, people are like, oh my god, look at the supply. They just bring it up. It's like, ugh. I'm sorry I mentioned it, guys. You seem to be pretty triggered that I mentioned this. I'll shut up. Hellions at the front, and I'm going to be trading here with a Reaper or 2. With a Ling or 2, and actually just going to invest in a Spine Crawler as well. This Queen getting very low, but another Queen comes in to save the day. More Hellions, more Queens. Snute will defend, and doesn't look as though he's going to take the same amount of damage as he took last game. As we do see JJAKJI again, 3rd CC, looking as though he's probably just going for a similar opening. Actually cancels his cloak, and is just going to commit to the Viking here, and not a Banshee as well. So no Banshee. Just going to lift up, move away from this, and we are going to see that Viking just moving on out. Hellions and a Reaper going to come back up towards the upper right-hand side. So that's going to be moving on towards the upper right, and we're just going to be seeing the racks building up as well. So JJAKJI just going to play Bio once again. Snute Roach Roaring on the way down, and honestly at this point wouldn't be surprised for him to play Roach Ravager once more. Worked well for him in game 1, a couple of scary moments, but if he gets off to an even better start here in game 2, then who's to say he won't just storm on through and win the game straight up. And we're going to be seeing this Viking moving over to the left-hand side. And just having a look to see what's going on. So you can't watch the replays from like Snute, can't? No, you can't. Sorry, Zengar. I thought you were talking about the IEM replays or something, so I guess you both misunderstood each other. How did the Reaper heal himself? Reapers can indeed heal on up when they're not in combat, so they regenerate health nowadays. They're pretty good units, honestly. They're pretty good units. And he's going to be seeing these few Hellions just coming through and a couple of Lings getting shot down. Alright. Patient little game. We're going to see another Evo Chamber build, and I guess just to finish the wall, stop a run by. Don't think it's too necessary. Roach is on the way up. I guess he'll cancel that as the Roach is finished just to make sure. And that's going to be Yeah, it's going to be the Evo Jammer just getting cancelled up there, as we're going to see the third CC will drop down towards the front now. So, third CC will relocate. We're going to see a factory going towards the tech lab. Going to go into siege tank production right from the get-go, which is pretty essential, really, I think, to be able to kind of play against this composition of Snute, Roach Ravager. You kind of need is, where are those roaches, man? 8 workers going down. That shouldn't have happened with a spine crawl at the front and roaches nearby. Oh, he's going to lose another drone, maybe even 2. Oh, no, he's not, just the 1. Man, that was a little bit of a shame they're letting those Hellions in. A little bit of a YOLO moment from JJAKJI, just says, spine crawler, sure, why not? Let's just run through it and see what happens. Works out for him, though, so if it works out, it works out. Now we're going to have these 2 medevacs from JJAKJI coming down towards the bottom left-hand side, having a little bit of a look to see what's going on. Spire's on the way from Snute, actually, something we didn't see as quick in the last game, so I wonder if he's going to make a little bit of an interesting switch, or whether it's something he has planned. I'm not really sure what I can... I'm not really sure what exactly it's going to be for right away. I mean, he's not going to just switch in immediately, surely. We shall see. If Infest is on the way up as well as Roaches come in, he will begin to defend against this drop rather easily. Queens as well to help get those medevacs low and making future drops from those medevacs unattractive, basically, for JJAKJI. He doesn't want to lose the units for no reason, so I have to back away and repair and get ready to go all over again. We're going to see a few units coming on down over here, and that's going to be probably a dead hatchery to the left, unless Snute gets here in pretty quick time. He's going to force the lift, so his hatchery stays alive, a little bit low on health. He's got a couple transfuses available, whether he spends them here right now or not is what we'll see in a moment or so. And as we're going to be seeing the Marines just lifting up again and just dropping down towards the front. Again, JJAKJI is going to be lifting up and dropping down elsewhere. It's going to be continuing to apply pressure early on, and more roaches on the way up. 2-2 upgrades, roach speed about to finish. And that burrow upgrade is not going to be too far away for Snute either. So again, just setting up into everything he wants and what he loves to play with, basically, going in towards the mid-game. Roach Ravages, some Infestors for Fungals. And this is going to be seeing Marines still running around all over the place. JJAKJI to the far left has got this Viking just patrolling backwards and forwards and just looking to see what's going on, you know. Just, I don't even know why it's here. I don't know what this Viking's going to do. It's been here for so long, I imagine. I already just noticed it. Maybe he forgot about it as well. I mean, he could be down bottom left, trying to pick off this Overlord, for example. He could be anywhere trying to do something, rather than just sat on the far left, where I don't really expect anything to come around. Going to be seeing this medevac just coming up the top side, then a little bit of a drop to keep going. JJAKJI still just patrolling for that Viking. I'm obsessed with this Viking now, I really am. No sign of anything out of the Spire, right? So, still just Roach Ravager. A few Lings mixed in, but yeah, nothing from the Spire, which I'm intrigued about why he put it down so early, perhaps. Maybe he meant to go for the Hive at the same time. He forgot the Hive or something, but it just feels like an early Spire for no real reason at this point. So it's going to be seeing the medevac to the left side is coming down and still looking to see what's going on. Roaches, Ravages, and Infestors too from Snute just gathering together in the center. Scan comes down and you'll see a couple of these siege tanks unsieging and actually moving forwards here as the Marines and Marauders will push on towards 2. Big fungal growth! That might be the start of this engagement well and proper for Snute. He's actually fighting out of range of tanks as well, which is great for him. Man, this medevac's taking forever to do anything. It's come all the way around the top side of the map, now all the way around the left. He's going to hit the natural, which is nice. He's pretty much as far away from Snute's army as he could be. So it's going to cause disturbance, but it just feels as though it's been out of position for so long. Uh-oh, do not want those fungal, those medevacs to be clumped up. That's prime time for a fungal right there, and corrosive bars to kill the medevacs off afterwards. And there's now going to be seeing Marines just dropping down. Queens do pick off a medevac. Nice transfuse, keeping the Queen alive. This drop will be dealt with then, so all of that journeying for absolutely nothing. These Marines just get picked off so quickly in the end. Marines Marauders still pushing forward. Some corrosive biles coming down and actually connecting quite nicely on a whole bunch of these units, so that turns out pretty nice. And as we're going to be seeing still some tanks just lined up in the center. I guess a difficult position for Snute to fight into. Switching into melee upgrades. This game he's going to go for ultras. So Snute with a bit of a difference in how he follows up with this and this time around. As you see his gold base being pressured, but he doesn't actually have the gold base, so he's been ignoring that. He's actually going to look to wrap around this army. He's got a lot of units set up in a few different directions. Gets rid of the missile turret, important to get rid of the burrowed infestors being found. A lone tank coming in to reinforce. He's actually picking off reinforcements, which is really nice. Of course, it does give JJAKJI time to set up towards Snute's base. Snute playing patiently once again. Remember, if he wins this game, he goes to the playoffs of this event. Here we go. Ling Roach Ravager moving forward. The scanner's there to try and help get rid of Infestors. And actually, I think Infestors have already started to go down. Not really doing too much. Nope, there they are on the back. They're still not really doing a lot here. And Snute backs away. Still taking good fights, rebuilding. And now Ultra's on the way too. This is looking pretty good for... it's looking very good, actually, for Snute right now, I think. I think it's looking awesome for Snute, actually, if we look at this. You can see Roaches, Ravages, Infestors again. That's going to be some nice corrosive battles, maybe to follow up onto those Fungals. No, doesn't quite hit. A lot of units up to the top side, a bit out of position. Snute still in a pretty large concave here. The tanks in the back slowly starting to fire once again as Snute continues to push forwards. JJAKJI still maintaining this position. Man, Snute should really said maybe just a few more units over here to start picking off more of these reinforcements. It was really nice when he did it before. It doesn't take a lot to shut down some of these units, just streaming across slowly. As here come the Ultras then. Snute, another wave of kind of tech to play with. Now he will lose +2 melee upgrade though. There's going to be an Evo chamber that gets shot down. He did just lose his Roachron, he did. So no more Roach or Ravager production. Still a little bit scary then. The Ultras really will be the thing that could change everything right now. Kindness is just a few seconds away from finishing. The Snute's still split into a massive concave, ready to come in from the left, the top, and the center. And here we go. Turns into a bit of a fight as it chokes up towards this ramp. The tanks are going to start going down, though. Nice piles on the tanks in the back, leaving the tanks in the front to be dealt with by the Ultralisks. And Snute just rebuilds 5 Ultras, as he barely even loses that much in this fight. Continue to push on through. The last tank falls. And well, JJAKJI's going into Liberators now. I mean, initially, these Liberators can be dealt with by the Corrosive Piles, by the Ravagers. However, after that, he's probably going to need, after the first few, he's probably going to need Corruptors here. So that's the one thing Snute needs to start heading towards us. Oh, he finds Medivacs, Fungals, not nearby though. Only one Infestor left actually, something that Snute is actually already on top of, replacing now. He just controls so much of the map. He controls top left, he has the bottom side base as well. I mean, JJAKJI going to start dropping around, but Snute's drop defense has been so good this game already. Can you really expect him to start falling apart now? I mean, yes, it's later in the game, there's more going on, but look at that. Already 2 Medivacs shut down completely. These two not doing anything else at all either. And then these 2 Medivacs will just pull away up the top side. So they're going to pull away through the top here, and you'll be seeing this army of JJAKJI still just setting up to see where he can go, where he can push into. He's actually just going to come in and deny this orbital command, which is pretty nice. 3 Corrosive Bars, and that'll probably go down. And there it is. Corrosive Bars going up in the sky. Doesn't go down just yet. Actually, lands his files onto the Ultras for 1 moment or 2 there. Even if the orbital doesn't die, though, pushing it away is nice. It just denies this mining base. Snute will lose an Ultras. A little bit sloppy with that one. Lone tank and missile turret still sat to the center as well. And see a few more Corrosive Bars. Final Growth doesn't really follow up. Actually, the Bars onto the orbital command center. That's pretty nice. Again, I mean, if you can get the kill, it's better, right? So picking that up is neat, and now JJAKJI is limited to just the base he has. Will have to move his natural expansion away shortly to have another base to take here and to keep his economy going. The thing is, though, I think you just have to respect that Snute really does understand what's going on right now in this game. I think he's completely aware of how things are lining up at this point and so on. And you're going to be seeing these Ravagers, Lings, Ultras taking down a missile turret already. Gonna actually grab a siege tank here as well. That falls. And still pushing forwards this Ultras, this Ravager force. Seeing what you can do. JJAKJI just splitting up the army. I'm just gonna be seeing +2 Carapace, +2 melee, and Adrenal Glands 2 coming on into play. Top left, we see this Liberator. Gonna get shot down by the Spore Crawler actually, so Spore Crawler does shoot the Liberator down. Another Spore Crawler here going to shoot this Liberator down as well. So Liberator's getting shot down all over the places. Marines and Marauders and Liberators. I mean, army for JJAKJI up to the top left side. Army supplies are pretty even. I guess if Snute fights this with everything though, he's actually got a bit of an advantage because JJAKJI's army is still a bit split up from reinforcements, where Snute really does have everything in the same positions. Corrosive Bars going to get rid of so many Liberators right from the get-go. Every single Liberator falls already, and now these Ultras could actually come up here and then left if he wants to try and cut this off a little bit more easily. 2 Medivacs units get away, and they'll try and drop, try and threaten, but now Snute has Corruptors up, so they can start chasing down these Medivacs anyways. And it's still not a pretty sight for JJAKJI right here. Just limited economy. He has another CC ready to move out. So he's on the point of getting another wave of economy right now, but it's still not quite there. It's still not quite ready. And as we're going to see, here we go. Corruptors move forwards, and there's going to be one dead medevac. The next medevac probably going to go down as well, so both medevacs will fall. And that's going to be seeing these Marines and Marauders unloading. And Snute still sat around with these Ravagers, etc. Ultras here from Snute. Moving around too, you're going to see him just going to start working their way through this hatchery then. So hatchery taking some damage, and yeah, just going to get shut down pretty swiftly. As hatchery gets shut down, we see these two medevacs still looking to see what's going on. +2 carapace finishing up on the Spire. Actually, JJAKJI top left. I think Snute doesn't care so much about that base anymore, and especially if his own army's over here. JJAKJI has to pull back to be able to kind of come through and kind of defend his own bases. Like, Snute losing this base, he's like, okay, fine. I mean, I've got this base here, I've got this gold base, which I've not even really mined from this game. Snute doesn't care about top left right now. However, JJAKJI might try and base trade this a little bit. Snute will just leave some ultras behind, starts to pull back with the rest of his army as he gets ready to come and deal with all of this. That's, well, going to turn into a bit of a nuisance. He has a lot of corruptors right now, Snute, and I don't think they're really going to add much at all. Infestus here could fungal growth. They don't need to, though, and they won't if they don't need to, apparently, as corruptors coming through. Actually finding the Liberators, starting to shut those down, and all of a sudden, JJAKJI's army is disappearing. I mean, he just doesn't have much left over. You're going to see this base starting to go down too. Does he have enough to push through the Planetary Fortress with the repair on it? Liberators start to siege. Ultras will try and dodge out of the way. Does he have enough? It's going to be close. He gets it. So many SCVs with JJAKJI going down as well, as now Corrosive Valve's coming through too. And actually Snute, as he cleans up everything on his own side of the map, he just pushes across here. And Snute's going to 2-0 JJAKJI, and that will put Snute through into the playoffs of this event. Wow, wow, wow. Snute got invited because of OS, because he had a good set of results through the WardiTV weeklies, which he did play, and he played on the ones that were held on the NA server. That's crazy.